You start?
Hola, people!
Hi, guys. Welcome to Sippin and Spillin with Sid.
And Mike.
And welcome. We're glad to have you with us. Thank you for coming back by or checking us out for the first time, maybe. We appreciate you.
Leave a comment if it's your first time here or if you're coming back.
First time caller. Or was it long time listener, first time caller?
Long time listener, first time caller.
Whatever. Yeah. Let us know. Drop us a line there down in the commento section and let us know what you think. We had a good, so here's the deal. So today's Sunday evening. A lot of times we're going to film.
It's Monday to you guys.
It's Monday to you guys. It's Sunday evening to us. Busy day, went to church, had lunch with the family that lives down the way that has kind of adopted us, I would say, in a lot of ways, which we love. They're amazing people. And so we always go to their house for lunch after church, and everybody makes something. And
Frankie actually extended her stay with them today.
She conned us today a little bit.
She had stuff to do. She was supposed to help me with a whole bunch of things.
Yep.
We were supposed to go check the deer cameras. There was a whole bunch of stuff. We were supposed to relocate a camera. And she's supposed to be helping me assemble some pull-behind implements that we need for the deer plots. And she was like, nah, I'm going to the swimming pool with these cats.
Yep. So she went with the other girls. And then, of course, it was raining. And we were like, well, it's going to rain. And we have stuff we have to do. And then they were like, if it's raining, it's okay. As long as there's no lightning. Kids still swim. I'm like, all right.
I mean, water's water, right?
Water's water at that point. And it's not like it's cold and wet. It's just hot and wet. So, I guess it doesn't matter. And then they were going to a youth group thing later. So I was like, all right. And then Alan, our other neighbor, who, in fact, he's the one that made if you've seen in our other video, he made our TCR sign from when we first got here.
Yeah, we're going to talk about
him in a minute.
Yeah.
But Alan's actually going to be coming back from town around the time she gets out of youth group. So he's bringing her home. So I can still keep editing and filming and working.
I literally took a break. I was out in the shop. So I don't know if you guys can tell that the yard behind us is half mowed. I don't know what it looks like. Yeah. It's been raining, sunny, sunny all day. And
for the last couple days.
I mean, look, I mowed this yard a week ago. And we have gotten just the right amount of rain. It's as tall as the hay pasture right now.
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating a little.
Well, certain spots.
But it's tall.
Certain spots come up to my knee already.
So I am trying to get it mowed. And every time I start to mow, I mow for 30 minutes and it starts to rain again.
Yeah.
So in between, I've been going into the shop and trying to put these I got a pull behind sprayer and a pull behind spreader that I'm trying to get assembled. Because I have a bunch of work I have to do on my deer plots. I'm so far behind on that. And if you guys want to see the deer plot videos, those are going to be on 3 Mississippi. And I don't know, it's going to be probably several videos.
There'll be a few.
It's going to be, I think we're going to take the first video through spreading the lime, which I hope is going to happen very soon. I'll get this spreader assembled. I'm going to go into town tomorrow morning and pick up the lime. I think I need about 400 pounds of lime, and then we'll get that spread, and that'll probably be the first video.
I'm hoping that will be on this coming Sunday, so a week from today, which is
no pressure.
Well, I keep them on task because I'm like, well, I need a video, so I'll keep you honest over here.
Yeah.
But we had fun. So last night, our friend Beth. And Ryan, her husband, Beth is the one that called me, which is part of the family that sort of adopted us, which we love. And she called me and she's like, there's benefit. It's basically like a VFW hall, only it's not military. They call it the Opry something.
They call it the Spartan
Opry House. Yeah, that's it. And so she's like, they're doing this benefit, which they do like one a month or one once in a while when somebody in town needs a little extra help. And they throw a benefit, and they do like an auction, and people donate stuff. And I was like, cool, we'll go. And they do like a fish fry or whatever.
The fish fry was good.
It was ridiculously good.
Apparently, this place is open every Friday and Saturday night.
And they have music.
Like fish fries. They have live music.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it took us this long to find it.
Yeah.
We'll be checking this place out. Yeah. It's like a little, I don't know.
It's a little tucked back in the woods situation. Yeah.
And it's big. It can hold a lot of people, and it is. It's like
it really reminded me like a night at the VFW. I mean, it really did.
Except for a giant VFW.
It reminded me of the one in Alpine. It's kind of big.
It was like 4 or 5 times bigger than the VFW.
Well, I guess if you, because it's sectioned off, I guess. But
there were, I can't tell you how many people were in there.
There was a lot of people.
It
was a good time. They had the auctioneers going a mile a minute, and I should have filmed more, but I don't know. It was just kind of sometimes it's just fun to like go out and enjoy the night and not film everything, and I think that's kind of where I filmed a little bit just because I was like, oh, I love this auctioneer. Like it was cool to hear. And we bid on stuff. I'm raising my paddle.
Whoa, time out.
What?
Let's talk about you raising your paddle. Okay. Folks, if y'all have not been to a charity benefit auction, okay, here's how they work. People donate stuff, or they make stuff, or whatever they do, and then all the people come together and they bid on it. And this is not the auction that you go to get a good deal.
Right. Like,
this is a fun way
to help a family or to benefit whatever.
To come together as a community, have an enjoyable evening.
So like, Susie's carrot cake that she made might go for $500.
Right. So, for instance, I'm enjoying right now a homemade sourdough bread that cost me $50. Now, my thought process behind this, hold on a second. That's so good.
It's supposed to be sipping and spilling, not
it's,
sipping and
it's
spilling.
really, really good, by the way.
Good.
It
I
is
don't know
homemade.
if it's $50 good, but it's good.
No, it is.
It is good because it was good cost. Yeah.
Here's my thought process behind the $50 bread. You figure out, going into an auction like this, how much money do you want to donate to the cause? And then you have fun.
Yeah.
And you buy stuff in the auction until you spend that amount of money. And I think, let's not buy things that we then have to store
or then get rid of,
or do something with, or donate to the next auction. Somebody spent like $500 for a cake or a pie and a hat, something like that.
Yeah, that happened a couple times.
It was crazy.
There was a bowl that went for $800.
But check this out.
It was a pretty bowl though.
Check this out. I went outside for a minute. I came back inside, and Sid had this terrified look on her face, like, you're not going to believe what I just did. And I was like, what did you just do? She said, I bought you a bow.
And I said it kind of loud because he was walking towards me, looking at me like, what did you, like, you look guilty. He's looking at me like with this accusatory look. And I just yell out, honey, I bought you a bow. And everybody at the tables that heard me starts laughing.
Now, I don't know how many of y'all are bow hunters. I'm not a bow hunter. I used to be
You used to bow hunt.
I dabbled with bow hunting when I was younger. I would not say that I was a bow hunter. Not to bow hunters, because I wasn't that good. But
that's how
I have
got
every intention.
Alligator gar, right? It was you bow hunted them?
Yeah, I used to fish with a bow a lot.
Yeah.
But I have every intention of getting a bow now that we live in Mississippi and practicing and maybe archery hunting.
So I was like, oh, this is good. I'll buy a bow.
I'll be right back.
Okay, in my defense, it was for a good cause, number one. And number two, he had talked about a bow. It was pretty. And I thought, it's a bow. Like,
Guys, take a look at this bow.
It's cool looking. It's got like
this
camo.
Is like
the deer will never see it coming. It's fine. Like, what's
this
the problem?
Is like a circa 1980.
It's a classic, like me.
Martin,
circa 1980.
When I was, when I was like 16, 15, I had a bow back then. At least the brand that was popular in my neck of the woods was called a whitetail hunter. Nobody would hunt with this now, I don't think. Maybe somebody would. Somebody's going to get mad at me and say, dude, I love that bow.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do not think I would hunt with this bow. I don't know what the draw is.
You're going to hit me, aren't you? Do I need to stand up and evacuate the situation?
But it's a lot.
Am I going to get smacked?
It's a lot. And no let off. I mean, look at those cams. I could imagine holding this for like a minute, waiting on that shot. I don't know if I could do it. I mean, it's like in boot camp when they made you hold the pencil up like this between your fingers until that pencil kicked your butt. This thing's a Mack truck. But she bought it.
I did.
And
I
now
thought I was
we
doing
have
a
it.
good thing.
No, you did a great thing. You donated money to charity.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I had fun doing it, and then Mike gets a project now, right?
I don't know what I'm going to do with it. We're going to do something creative. We may fix it up a little bit and find the right home for it. We'll see. I have a couple ideas.
Yeah, he's got ideas.
I got ideas.
Yeah, you're not gonna spill it. You're gonna save it for later.
The idea?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to spill it yet because I actually reached out to somebody
Okay.
to find out if there might be a collaboration, and I don't have that.
You don't have the
answer
seal of
yet.
approval
Yeah.
to like spill that yet.
Yeah, but I do have something else we can spill.
That's true. We do.
Remember the TCR? I don't. You guys probably can't see it.
It's not in frame right now, but
Yeah, there was a metal cutout. It's like a laser. It's actually a plasma cutter, where he cut the metal out and he made us this really awesome TCR sign. And
our neighbor, our friend.
Yeah, our neighbor actually. The sellers did it for us.
Right. They
Right?
had him make it. Yeah.
They asked him to make it, but we have now gotten to know him. And today, after church at lunch, he dropped this on me. Now, we had discussed this, just so you guys know. He and I had a conversation about this, and Sid and I had a conversation about it. And, can you go grab the other one?
I don't know where you put it.
It's laying in there somewhere.
Okay.
Probably on the table.
Talk amongst yourselves.
So I'm not going to show him until you get back, because my bad.
Say something then.
So, anyway.
I just hit a dog.
She just hit a dog. She opened the door and hit a dog. So anyway, we've discussed, different projects that he could make. Hey, you should glance at the back of that camera. It looks like the lens is fogged up. I don't know.
Nope.
Is it? Okay.
You're good.
So anyway, we had discussed different projects, and he has an Etsy
I don't know if that just showed.
account, and he does some pretty cool things. So we're going to do a collaboration with him. With some of his existing tool holders. You make some cool wrench holders, some things I think you guys will like.
Yeah, we're just working out like the details now.
Yeah, but what we are working on, and this is a spill.
This is a big spill.
This is a big spill
like,
because
this just happened hours ago.
Yeah, I got these prototypes hours ago, and I didn't even know they were coming. He just cut these out.
He was just like, what do you think?
And tossed these ideas by us. So we still have some fleshing out to do. Before we have like a final product, but since this is sipping and spilling,
and since we have to spill,
I should sip.
We should sip.
Okay, are you guys ready for it? Check
cool.
it out. Check it out, Brussels sprout. Boom! Can y'all see that?
So it's his metal cutout, and the idea is that it's going to be like an ornament or like a tag, or we're going to make it. Potentially.
Yeah, so one of the ideas that we discussed today was making it so that this cutout at the top of the 3 is actually a bottle opener.
Yeah.
And, or both, this tab down here.
The hook in the Mississippi, just modify it
like this,
slightly so
being
that
above.
you can...
Yeah. So he would have to deviate slightly from the actual outline of Mississippi to make that a bottle opener. But
we'll see.
And then we talked today about, and this was not an official business meeting, this was lunch after church, but it turned into one. We talked about what to do with the lanyard here, and we were kicking some ideas around, like 550, paracord or something like that. So, and then the other one that he made, because I had mentioned.
Oh yeah, and he was talking about doing like the scorching on it too, which sounds cool.
Yeah,
so he used a paint that he was like, I'm not going to use this, but
yeah, he sprayed this with I think he called it a hammered silver.
Yeah.
But then we were talking about the concept of kind of bluing it with heat, going with raw metal and bluing it with some heat, and then just doing a clear coat. And then the other one that he cut out, because I had mentioned that I like the concept of the 3%ers. He did the Roman numeral 3, which I really like. I do. But the actual number 3 is closer to the 3 that's in our kind of unofficial, or maybe it is official logo.
It's our only logo.
Yeah.
I am working on another one, and then this is why he did this. We had talked about like our preliminary logo being this, the brands like I had done with TCR, and I basically just swapped out the wording and the letters, so it would, at first glance, people would go, oh, that's at least familiar, right? So But I had talked about with the graphic designer and with Alan as well that eventually I was going to add another one like for t-shirts and hats and things like that. The outline of the state of Mississippi in like a branded form where it's kind of the same style, and then with the 3 in the middle, or maybe have it say 3MS in the middle or something. But I had played around with that idea too. So that's where he got that from.
Yeah, he just straight up came up with these prototypes on his own.
We talked about it, and then last week at church, after church, we talked about it more, and then he showed up today to lunch, and he was like, "Here, look what I did.
Take a look at these."
Yeah, what do you think?
You know, we should put his Etsy.
We'll put his Etsy link down there so you guys can kind of check out his stuff. He does a lot of, I mean...
These are not on his Etsy.
No, they're not.
These don't exist yet.
They don't exist.
But he does have some cool stuff on there. He's got a cool Bigfoot, Sasquatch.
The wrench rack thing.
The wrench rack thing.
That's like his number one seller.
I'm gonna put that up in the garage.
For those of you that have wrenches. So you can throw a wrench in something. You got to have.
For those of y'all that have tools.
Yeah,
for those of y'all that are tools.
You got to have a rack for them. That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. That's exciting. So we'll see where that goes. You know, we might be having something maybe for Christmas ready. What's that?
This is what's currently whooping my butt. So I was out there, I was ready to take a break when she said, "Hey, it's time to film." I'm putting together this tow behind sprayer. It's like 25-gallon sprayer, and it tows behind, you know, a small vehicle, like a quad or a mower or whatever. And the directions suck. I mean, they're bad, okay? I have resorted to looking at the photograph on the box and figuring it out.
So it's like you're putting together IKEA furniture.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It did get really good reviews online, and it seems everything that I've been putting together, all the pieces seem good. Where they failed was in their instructions. So anyway, I'm down to the last part. This is literally the last part that I need to install. A couple of bolts to put this on, and this is where the pin goes, right? To hold it on to whatever, your quad or your riding mower or whatever. And I realized I don't have a 1/2-inch pin anywhere here. So I'm down to this last piece that I have to bolt on, and then I want to try it out. I want to fill it with water, test the pump out. I have to figure out how to connect it to the battery on the mower. It comes with a long lead. Also comes, it's got boom sprayers on the back and a hand sprayer. You guys will see it in the deer plot video that's coming.
Which hopefully I'll finish by Sunday because, well, I have to
depend on the weather too.
I have to film it first before I can actually.
See, I should be mowing right now. The sun came back out.
That is not my fault.
I know.
I kept asking you.
There's plenty of things that are your fault. That bow.
Hey, that's a project. We're gonna maybe have a collab with somebody on that. So we'll see.
Maybe do something cool with it.
Yeah, you never know.
That bow may have multiple charitable engagements in the tail end of its life here.
That may be the case. So tomorrow, you guys, Tuesday is part 2 also.
Yes.
Of the podcast that we did with Cuz Strickland from Mossy Oak, his Fistful of Dirt podcast. I believe he titled that episode "Home is Where You Call It or Where You Make It." Something.
Part 1 and part 2.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll drop a link down below for the part 1 on today's episode of Sittin' and Spillin'. What did I just say? Sippin' and Spillin'. I said sitting, and I realized it as soon as I said we are sitting. I've been sitting for too many hours.
We don't know our own brand.
I sat in church.
Yeah.
I sat at lunch. I came home and I sat and I edited, and I'm sitting here talking to you, and I'm like, all I want to do is go move around a little bit, but sometimes work requires me to sit too long.
I'm gonna move around. I'm gonna go check those deer cams, and here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull the cards. Mm-hmm. I'm swap the cards, actually. I'm going to bring the cards up. I'm going to offload them onto my computer. Mm-hmm. I'm going to look at them, and then I'm going to delete them. I'm not going to show them to Frankie.
Unless there's something cool. I told you to save me clips because I need them for a video I'm working on.
I got clips the other day of $3. just dancing around each other in the middle of the field, 20 feet from the camera.
Oh, and the doe and the late fawn too.
Yeah, couple of late fawns,
Yeah,
couple of different
there's
sizes.
a few. Like, we've seen them in the front yard, and then the trail cam caught them during the day.
We caught one that fawn is a month old, probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's probably three to 4 weeks old.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
like veal. I don't know. I don't know.
you're over here killing it. I'm like, it's
well,
cool.
it's like hunting season. I don't know.
It's not quite hunting
it's
season.
almost. Okay.
Hunting season typically doesn't start until after the fawns are weaned. I think it's timed.
I get that, but this was a very late fawn, isn't it?
There's some late fawns.
There's a lot in this area, which he says is a good sign.
A lot of times, late fawns are because you had doe fawns last year that had a really normally the doe fawn would not go into estrus in her first year, right? But if you have all the conditions are right and there's a high protein foods available and those doe fawns get up to 70 or 80 pounds their first year, it'll be a little late, but they'll go in and then the bucks will go back into rut, the ones that are in that area. People talk about a second rut. A lot of times that's what will cause it. And then you'll have later fawns dropping because of that. So I think it's a good sign that we're seeing.
I like to call those quarter dollars because they're little late bucks. I don't know. Quarter dollars.
Yeah.
That's a bad joke. Sorry. Sorry.
Anyway.
Not sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. But
Yeah, so a lot going on this week. Plenty to talk about.
I'm excited to hear the podcast, though. I really am.
Yeah, the second half of the podcast.
Like, I'm curious. Like, now it's been long enough since we did it. I'm like, I know. I think I did more talking in the second half, but I can't remember what I said.
I couldn't remember what I said an hour after we left this place.
I know. I was like,
man, I hope this thing sounds all right. I hope we don't sound like a couple of idiots.
You know, the only thing I remember is telling my mashed potato story. That's the only thing that I remember.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
It's all a blur.
You guys stand by for the mashed potato story.
Yeah. Life-saving mashed potatoes, baby. But yeah, I think we covered everything for today. Did we?
I believe we did.
I think we spilled it all.
We spilled everything we had to spill. Want some bread?
No. I'm not going to eat your bread. Your $50 bread.
$50 bread.
Actually, it's got the jam on it, actually. My friend Jen's mom, Sherry, made that, and I brought it all the way in a cooler from California to here, because it's good. And she only makes a few jars of it a year. It's really good. Anyway.
Most expensive bread I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
I feel like royalty or something.
Yeah, like Elvis. I don't know.
I say royalty, you go to Elvis.
Because that's what...
Everything that's going on in England right now, I say royalty, and you go, Elvis.
Well, first of all, that's because I was thinking of Cuz, and Cuz said that when we were with him. And then, but yeah, England, okay. Yeah, I feel you. He's like the artist formerly known as Prince. I did not write that joke. But I did see it, and it made me chuckle. Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us for Sippin and Spillin today. This was episode 6. That's exciting. So I hope you're having a happy Monday.
We've done this 6 times?
Yeah. We hope we've helped you get through your Monday. We look forward to Tuesday. Make sure you check out that podcast today so you're all caught up for part 2 that's going to air tomorrow on Tuesday, and we'll drop that link down below. We'll mention it again tomorrow just in case, and we'll drop the current link for part 2 when it actually exists. And we hope you guys are ready to kick off a really good, productive, happy, thriving week. And
I'm going to go find a 1/2-inch hitch pin.
Dirty. Bye, guys.